All right. So what I'm about to share with you generated $479. It was 9 orders and it took me less than 10 minutes to do. Pretty exciting, right? Well, the thing is, anyone can do it. You do need something that, well, you might have to start building, and that is an email list. So, what I want to do here, though, is I want to share with you what it looks like when you do have an email list, and hopefully you'll start, well, building your email list. If you would like a guide, I have a free guide that walks you through how we build our email list, and you can get access to that. Just put email in the comments, and I'll send it to you. All right. So let's get into it. I'm going to actually share my screen so I can share with you exactly the email and also what happened. All right. So here it is. We have a very, very basic email. All right. Very, very basic email. And I am going to I'm going to read some of it here to you so you can kind of see how simple it is. Now, just also, I should probably mention, I wasn't very good in school at all, but I'm able to write emails and they convert pretty well. Been doing this now for over 15 years with email. And well, I've learned a few things over the years. I'm going to break it all down for you. So here's what it looks like, though, as far as numbers go. All right. Here's the 9 orders. And here is the revenue that I said. And here's the cool thing. Saved $19.16 because I used what they gave me. The traffic from share and save links, you get a discount. They discount your fees. All right. So that's pretty cool. All right. So 9 orders, $479 in revenue and $19.16 saved. Here's the other cool thing. Look at this. Took me less than 10 minutes. And it's only 108 words. Only 108 words. I think we can all do that. I think we all can do that. So let's kind of read through the email right here. Subject line, really important though. On subject lines, this is what's going to get the open. Okay. So the subject line, super important. Here, I'm going to use this example. New teacher's pumpkin spice, question mark. Now, this is if I was in the, the education space, maybe the teacher space, this would be a title that would probably speak to them because maybe they are on my list. They should be because they purchased something from me or because they had gotten on my email list because I was doing a giveaway. That's another strategy on how I build an email list. And actually in that guide that I mentioned earlier, I break that all down for you. So once again, if you want that guide, just put email in the comments and I'll send it to you. So the title or the subject line here is new teacher's pumpkin spice. And then here is the email. Hey there, it's Lisa, smiley face. Now, my emails are always going to be very, very loose. They're going to be also like I'm writing to a friend. I'm not using emojis. I'm using the same kind of characters that you would use if you were texting someone. All right. So, hey there, it's Lisa. It's officially fall weather here where I live and has me in the mood for, well, some pumpkin and spice coffee. All right. So I'm letting people know a little bit about like, hey, it's fall. Yes. They're going to be like, yeah, it is fall. And you're like, oh, pumpkin and spice. A lot of people like pumpkin and spice. And it gives a little bit of the personality there. So then here I go on to say, recently I created a new sweatshirt that I'm naming Pumpkin Spiced Teacher. And it was inspired by my love for everything pumpkin and spice. Okay. Smiley face once again. So basically letting them know I created something because it's the season and I'm a teacher and well, this is all about pumpkin and spice. Okay. So then here's the call to action. Now this is really important. The call to action is so important because a lot of people will just, they won't actually tell them what to do. We all need to be told what to do. Here is basically it's a direct command if we're in the NLP, world, which we're not. I don't know much about NLP, but basically it's where you're giving a direct command and then it's where they're going to want to do that. I just say, go here to check it out. I mean, that's what you would tell a friend, right? You'd be like, hey, I just created this new thing. Go here to check it out. Like that's it. That's what you would say. Now that's a hyperlink, meaning that if they click on that, they're going to go to the listing. Now I got the link, okay, for this here, right? It's my link inside of the Etsy dashboard for my listing. So each listing has its own sharing save link, or you can do it for the entire shop. So I use the link going directly to a sweatshirt. Then I go on to say there's also 8 fall colors that are available for this new design, and I love all of them. Smiley face. Happy fall, y'all. Lisa. And then down here, I just said in the PS, I've been busy creating some new Christmas items and adding them to my Etsy shop here. Now here, see where it says new Christmas items and adding them to my Etsy shop here. It's basically people are going to see that that's blue. They're also going to see here and they're going to want to know what it is. Okay. And then I'm saying I'm adding lots of other items for the classroom too that your kids will love. Okay. And that's it. That's the email. Pretty simple. Now, let me move over to the other screen here that I wanted to share, which is right here. And this is kind of the breakdown of what it looks like. So if we look at, I wrote the email, okay, and I've been doing this a long time. That email, like I said, took me less than 10 minutes, probably 5 minutes. All right. Then from there, we're sending it to the email list. Okay. The email list that I've built. From there, I had to make sure though in the email that I'm using that. Very important. Okay. So the email list, we're driving them to this share and save link that's in the email. And then that's taking them to the listing that I was talking about. Okay. This is how complex it is. Not very, right? We have email list, we have share and save link, we have Etsy listing. That is it. And then the results, well, in this case, 9 orders, $479 in revenue, and I saved almost $20 in fees because I have my own email list. All right. So is this hard? No. Does it take work? Yeah, it does take some work. And it is something that you're probably going to want to learn. All right. Now, Chris, you and I have been doing email for quite a while now. Is there anything that I left out here that we should be addressing?
I think the biggest thing is understanding, Scott, what you did in that email. And if you have a second and can pull that first email template back up, I think it may be useful to walk through that very quickly, because there's essentially 3 things that you're doing there that make that email work. So if you go back to that first slide, right, there's 3 things we have to do. The first thing we have to do is get the attention. And that's what you're really doing with that subject line. Great way to do that is to say new, improved, ask a question, right? Have you seen this? That's a great way of capturing somebody's attention. From there, what we need to do is build the relationship. How do you do that? You put in a little bit of personality. How are you doing that here? Hey, it's Lisa. It's starting to get cold, and that makes me think about pumpkin spice, right? You've automatically created that connection with the people in your audience who like pumpkin spice. And then we get into the call to action. So it's attention, relationship, call to action is what we're looking for here. Your call to action is 2 steps. The first portion is, I got this, right? I just created this pumpkin spice teacher thing. The real call to action is, check this out, right? Go here, click this. And most people forget about that third portion because they say, I don't know how to write a good call to action. I don't know what to do. Go here, get thing is a great strategy to use. And it's something you've used, I've used, a lot of people have used without fail. If you want to get a little fancier with it, you can, but there's no real reason to. Just go here, check it out, or go here and save, click and save if you're running a discount, right? Go here, get this, tells them exactly what they need to do if they want to see that new shirt. Now, Scott, the question I know we're going to get asked here is, why didn't you include a giant image or all of the images from your listing in this email so that they don't have to go click? Why? Yeah,
that's a great question. And I'm glad that you brought that up because when you are sending emails, couple different things. If I put the image in there, yes, they can see it. And yes, that may want them to go over there and maybe buy it, right? Or look at it closer. But I also want to leave the curiosity piece in there that makes them go, oh, I wonder what it looks like. And then they click over. So again, in an email, our job is to get the email opened, number 1, right? That's the subject line. The second thing is when they do read the email, we want to keep them engaged. So we don't want this long email that they got to kind of comb through and it's just too long. If someone opened this up, they see it's pretty short, it's pretty easy to read, they're going to read it. But the other thing is, like I said, I want the curiosity piece there to be like, I wonder what it looks like. And I also, I want to highlight this real quick. So where I went down here and said, there's also 8 fall colors that are available for this new design, and I love them all. The reason, my thought process in doing that was, if someone's wondering about colors or thinking to themselves, I wonder what colors they are, because they're fall colors, you might want to know. So I threw that in there as another piece that could be a curiosity piece that could get them to go, oh, I wonder what colors they have. There's 8. Wow, that's a lot. Let me go check them out. So that was another subtle way of me getting a little bit of curiosity in there without showing an image that could show all of them. It wouldn't give them a reason to click.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up. Not only does it give them that additional reason, but it's also, 1, easier to create, and 2, will get delivered more frequently. Anytime we add in images or any of those kinds of things, it can reduce the number of people that it shows up for, because Gmail, Hotmail, all of the mail services go, that doesn't look like something a human would send to another human. Maybe they put it in promotions, maybe they put it in spam even. And so if we're able to avoid that, that's okay. Doesn't mean we're never going to send an image, but most of those emails are just going to be simple and text-based. We don't have to design anything fancy, because if they want to see the cool thing, they're going to click over and see it. And if we can drive that traffic to our Etsy listing, that's even better. If we pair that with that share and save link, that also means they don't have to buy that specific thing. If they buy something else, we still get the benefit of that down the road. And so if we're driving that traffic, we get the advantage of the traffic. The more traffic we drive, the more conversion potential we have. So we want everybody who's curious about it to go over to that listing as quickly as possible.
Yeah. One last thing I want to bring up here into this email is I want to go down here. Okay. I want to go into the PS. A lot of times people don't put a PS in there. So here's what I did. This one right here. Okay. This call to action. All right. That one there goes directly to the listing. This here, this goes directly to the store. So I use 2 share and save links. So this way here, if they click on this, they're going to go directly to the listing. This one here, they're going to go directly to the shop. Okay. And the reason why I did that is because someone might not be interested in a sweatshirt, but they might be wondering, what other items do you have for the classroom? Right. So this way I was able to cover myself and go, oh, maybe they're not interested in a sweatshirt. That might have turned them off in a sense of like, I don't wear sweatshirts. But down here, they're now saying like, oh, I've also been busy creating some new Christmas items and adding them to my Etsy shop here. Okay. And then that gives them the, oh, I wonder what else they got. So this way here, I'm able to get that. Okay. I got 2 separate links in there, but they're basically going the same place, just 2 different areas. So hopefully that makes sense. But I think that's a big takeaway for people, is to know that this is simple. Okay. Yes, it takes some learning. It takes practice. It takes writing emails, but you can see this isn't one that would get you upset. It doesn't feel like a sales email, right? Just because of the way I started it. Okay. And I think a lot of times people struggle with how to start it, what to put in it. I literally came up with this in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, like not that long. All right. So if you are still thinking to yourself, I don't know about this email thing, I don't even know where to start, grab that playbook. All right. The email playbook, you can get a copy. Just put email in the comments. We'll send it to you. But regardless, I want you to start thinking to yourself, if you can drive your own traffic over to your Etsy shop, how that can really impact your sales. It can get you more reviews. It can help you have an advantage over your competition, because I'd be willing to bet your competition's not doing this. Why? Because it's not the norm. It's not what's built into Etsy. If it's not built into Etsy, people aren't doing it. It takes a little bit of, understanding marketing, understanding how to write a little bit of an email that can possibly sell. And if you learn this one skill, I do believe it's a skill. If you learn this one skill, it could take your sales and your traffic to the next level. And that's why I'm huge on building an email list and using email marketing to drive traffic and sales to your Etsy shop.